Hi, and welcome to another episode of Just Talking with Blue Sapphire. I'm your host, Blue Sapphire, best-selling author of over 70 titles. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe so that you can find my other videos and know when I put up new content. Thank you so much for joining me today. I have a special guest here with me, another TikTok and social media influencer and book reviewer. We have Jessel here with us, and we're going to bring her in. Hey, Jessel.
Hi,
Hi, how are you?
I am good. I'm excited to be here. This is my first time doing something like this. So I'm excited.
Thank you for doing this with me then. I didn't know I was your first.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
But if you are on TikTok or on Instagram, you've seen Jessel in her reviews and her TikTok videos. She has such
Uh-huh.
awesome energy, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to have her come on here with me. She gives great recommendations, and not just to IR romance, which I am privy to writing mostly, but she gives recommendations for a plethora of genres and books. So we're going to have a little chat. We're just going to talk with
Yeah,
Jessel
yeah,
today.
yeah.
So go ahead. What would you like to talk about?
I'm just doing me. I don't ever plan anything. I usually just go with the flow. Uh, I don't know if you know, but I also have a YouTube channel, but
Right.
I haven't posted in a while. I needed just to like take a break because YouTube it takes a lot of you from you to prepare content and to record and edit. So yeah, I also if anyone wants to check out my platform. It's Book Craves as well. And I have a lot of like book recommendations there, book reviews, TBR, wrap ups, you name it. I have done it there as well.
So would you mind giving us all your links? Let's do that early. Go ahead and give
Okay.
all your links out there for where everyone can find you.
Honestly, if anyone types in Book Craves, everything would come up. YouTube would come up. I have the same name on every platform: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube.
Cool. So
Did I miss out on any? Goodreads as well. I post reviews on Goodreads as well. Book Craves, same thing.
what got you into the book reviewing and the the dancing and stuff? Because that's some of the videos that I love.
Oh my gosh, you said dancing. I honestly I don't consider myself a dancer at all. It's just because I really enjoy music and I am from Trinidad and Tobago. Born, grew up in Trinidad and Tobago. We are known for carnival. So once I hear music, I don't know, automatically my foot start to move, my hips start to move. And it's the same thing with books because books get me excited. I love reading and I actually started reading romance from the age of 14 and that was it. I just went clear there. But what really got me started was um my sons. One of my sons, he was like, "You read so much and you don't have anyone to talk to about it. Maybe you should, do YouTube and you could talk about all the books that you read." So that is what I did. And I just decided, you know what? I just took it on various platforms just to share my love of books. But personally, with TikTok, I tend to share more books, more interracial romances, and really just try to just push that content because I want the world to be introduced to it.
So let
Like,
me go ahead
mhm,
and get out there that thank you. As an indie IR author, I appreciate it. I think it is so dope that there's a whole community on TikTok that dedicates their recs to IR and Black authors and so
yeah,
forth and so on. I think that is like, it's much appreciated. And that's really dope that you guys do that for us.
yeah. I see the need for it actually because usually my feed will be dominated by like mainstream books. And I thought to myself, but I read this type of books. Why don't I see this? Like I don't ever see RI books. I hardly ever saw like black romances. So I'm like, you know what? Let me use this opportunity. Let me use this platform to showcase that and just like tell everyone, hey, there are RI books here. We have black authors here, you know. So
Yeah, that's cool.
that's me really in a nutshell. But it's all fun.
Yeah,
It's
it is.
it's it's fun for me. Yeah.
You have awesome energy when you're doing it. That like I used to sit there and smile and be like, oh, because your energy really comes through your videos. Um, I forget that I can share y'all's TikTok videos and stuff. So
Mhm,
so I realized that one time I think you were dancing in that particular one. And I was like, oh, this
mhm.
is so fun. Let me share it. And that was the one time I remembered that I can actually share.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah.
me, grandma, when it comes to social media, because it's like, like I can use it, but many times I'm off in another planet on using it.
Yeah.
This is annoying me.
Yeah, yeah.
Light is like one of these lights is bouncing off. I have a like a plexi calendar back there, and I can see the
Mhm.
light bouncing off of it, and it's driving me nuts. But okay, sorry. That's here.
That's okay. Yeah. Honestly, I hate lighting. I that's one of the worst things. No, I wouldn't say the worst things, but I really despise lighting when it comes to recording content. I like to use natural lighting. I love that. And I can't because it gets dark here so quickly. And sometimes the time that I have to record, I have to use like artificial lighting, but my preference will always be natural lighting. Just something, just throwing that out there.
No,
But yeah.
my husband and I were talking about that because I get frustrated because it seems like there's not enough time in the day between writing,
Mhm.
promoting, then trying to do content.
Yeah.
And but I don't go to bed until like 6 in the morning. Like
What?
I'm up writing during that time. And
Yeah.
one day I was like, oh, well, I could take a day and do content at night, but I hate the fact that this room looks so dark once it's dark out.
Mhm.
I would much prefer to put the blinds up and have the natural light, even though I
Yeah.
ended up having to do these in the evening anyway because I'm not getting up that early. We're not even gonna lie and say
But
I'm gonna get up early.
6 o'clock. Oh my God. So do you write full time?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So you don't sleep at night.
No. No.
Oh my God.
I just happened
Six
to
o'clock.
be up this morning when you messaged me,
Mhm.
but I hadn't gone to bed till it was about 6 when I went to bed because I wanted to get the readers on Patreon up their weekly. I put up a weekly post, and it was late yesterday because I did another one of these yesterday
Yeah.
with Black Girl Tired. I don't know if you know her.
Yes. Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
so
yeah.
we did one yesterday. So I just lost my thought completely. Oh, so I was up. I was up trying to get the post up on Patreon after I got my makeup and stuff off. And then I looked up and it was like, oh, it's
Mhm.
6 o'clock. So I have no idea how I was up at 9 o'clock when you
Um,
messaged me.
I just happened to, I'm like, you know what? I'm not familiar with this. Like, what's going on here? You know, because sometimes I'm not all that social media savvy. Like, I know the basics. Like, if I have to figure out something, I can, and I like the challenge of that. But like, I also like to be kind of prepared for certain things. But
And that's my
like,
bad because I meant to message you yesterday, but between trying to get ready to get on with her and
yeah,
also I'm about to have a book release, so I'm putting the finishing touches on that book. So it was just yesterday was a lot. Like
yeah.
I'm still a little exhausted. It was a lot. And by
Which
the time I thought about how I should have been messaging you and stuff, it was this morning after you messaged me, and I was like, I meant to send all of this to her yesterday. So my apologies, and thank you
No, that's fine.
for
That's
still.
fine. I just wanted to know how we would be like connecting. So what book do you have coming out? What book is releasing?
What's Trevor? Wild Hearts is next with Trevor from
Oh, okay.
Bowlers One from the Bowlers series.
Mhm.
His Brad's young older brother. His book is coming
Okay.
out
Okay.
soon. We're not gonna say any dates, but soon.
Soon.
So
Okay.
we're
Well, I am personally excited
yeah.
for the King of Knights, that Immortal Brothers series. When I tell you, Miss Blue Sapphire, that book, like it captivated me so much, and it just sucked me in, especially that beginning. I'm like, okay, where is this book going? Because it was the first time that I was reading a paranormal romance that you wrote. So I'm like, okay, what is happening here? And then we go into like present day, and I'm like, oh my gosh, honestly.
That
And
series is so
ending, that ending, like I'm like, no, no. You know what? Like, that
I
ending
always
had
knew
me so
that
excited.
I always knew it was gonna end that way, and
Yeah.
I'm a little annoyed with myself that I put it on pre-order because that
Mhm,
forced me to separate them because I really wanted them to come out all together. But I had to finish
mhm.
Helix last year. That took me a while to get
Yeah.
done. And then by the time like I was I wrote that book so fast and I was in here so annoyed, passed out, like I don't know what to do. How is it supposed to end? And when I got and it was my first paranormal series. So it was important to
Okay.
me because I love paranormal. That's where my heart is. I didn't
Mhm.
start out there, but that's where I would have started if I would have had the confidence then to just jump into it. That's where I would have started. So
Yeah.
my first paranormal romance series. It's actually a universe. It's much bigger than the Iron Brothers, and there's so
Yeah.
much detail that goes into it. So I was stressed out trying to finish that first one to the point where when I finished it, I cried. I certainly
Oh, no, no.
cried.
But it was phenomenal. It was phenomenal because let's see, I think I was doing like my August TBR or some fall books I was looking out in the fall, some videos doing, and I came across that book, and I'm like, I have to read that book. So I had that book like marked on my calendar, ready to read. And honestly, I love the heroine in that book. I love heroines like that, where they start off, not really trusting themselves, not really knowing much about themselves, but really coming into their power and knowing who they are. Oh my gosh.
I
I
love that.
love
Now I'm
characters
seeing
like
in
that.
my head what they've been showing me for years because this series
Yeah.
has been in my head for years. But her evolution, when you get to
Yes.
the end of the series, like, oh my God, she's amazing.
Um,
I can't
yeah.
wait for y'all to finish.
I can only imagine because just the ending alone, I know things are going to happen. Like that's not the end for her. Like I could just and that sisterhood that you created as well. Like sometimes we tend to just focus, secondary characters, main characters, but that sisterhood. I love that, and I realized that I've been enjoying more books with that sisterhood, that group of like female like power, just like coming together. There's no discord between them. It's just like really like harmony and just like togetherness. I love that. That is something else like I really enjoyed in that book.
I thought it was dope when you said that you don't usually like those two tropes together,
Mhm.
paranormal romance and motorcycle club. I was so
Yeah,
tickled. I was like that is because you weren't the only one who said you said it first, but then someone else came
yeah,
and said, I can't believe that you put these two things together and I actually like it. And I was like, oh snap.
yeah.
I never
I
even
was
thought that
I
was
was
gonna be a
shocked.
thing.
Honestly, I was shocked that I enjoyed so much. Because in my mind, when I think, okay, motorcycle clubs, I think contemporary. Like I know people like they cross genres, but most times I stay clear of it. But I know your work, right? I know your writing. So I'm like, all right, let's give this a chance. And it blew me away. And it was the same thing with this your paranormal book that I recently read. The retelling, the
Beautiful
fairy
Beast.
tale retelling.
Beautiful Beast.
Yes. Yes. Listen, I'm 100% honest, right? I dislike fairy tale retelling. I don't like it. I tried it once and I didn't like it. But then you did it. And I'm like, okay, now you have me rethinking my own feelings about that trope. Like, seriously. Because when I read it, I'm like, oh my God. Like, I enjoyed it so much. Like, I gave my reasons. I'm like, go read this book, go read this book. Like, no, no, no.
That one was
Like,
fun.
I don't know. I don't know if it's like your writing style, which I personally enjoyed, but that was good too. And that was also a 2023 release. Correct or wrong?
That was because it was a re-release. So yes, it dropped
A re-release. Yeah, yeah.
in
Because I
2024 now. Yeah,
saw it.
2024.
Yeah. Yeah.
I barely know what day it is.
Listen, and the reason why I picked that up, it was because of Kings of Nights,
Okay,
the brother.
makes sense.
Because I'm like, okay, if you could do that with a paranormal and a motorcycle club, then what can you do with retelling? So I'm like, and again,
I
oh
love
my gosh.
I love the gender bending of that, making the
Mhm.
beast the woman and him being the bell.
Yes.
That was like I was like, oh yeah, this is what we're gonna do. So that was fun. That was kind of fun.
Yeah, I could see that it was fun, but I think that is what stood out for me. You didn't do it traditionally. Like you put such a spin on it, a twist on it. Like you had no idea what was happening. And then these characters. Now sometimes I have problems remembering characters'
Mhm.
names, but the person that cast the spell and stuff like that, I'm like,
I don't remember her name.
hmm.
Look, I have so many characters. I don't remember
The
her name.
evil one, the evil one, the evil woman. But yeah, I enjoyed the twist of it, and that it wasn't like traditional in a
I
sense.
think that's why I don't really like retellings because I feel like I've seen this already and you're just telling me the same story. That's like how many versions of that particular story will Disney give us? Because
Yeah,
I've seen several. And
yeah,
it's like, again,
yeah. The
why?
same thing. Yeah, the
So
same
I
thing.
get it. I get it. I think that was why it was so important for me to do that one as my paranormal retelling because I did two fairy tales, but one was contemporary, one was paranormal.
Yeah,
And I think that's why that particular fairy tale was important to be my paranormal one, so that I could switch it up and do some new things and figure out the magic inside
yeah,
of it.
yeah,
Instead of having the clock and the broom and the dishes, I made them fairies. Like that
yeah.
was fun. Pixies, they were pixies.
Yes,
Um,
yes,
that was fun to just like reimagine that whole thing and reinvent it. If you're going to reimagine something, then it should come from your imagination, not spitting out the same. Not that I'm saying people haven't retold well and done whatever, but I
yeah,
just wanted to do something fresh and new. If that makes
yeah, yeah. And you did it so good because
sense. Thank
I
you.
I loved it, and it's not something that I enjoyed. I tried maybe 2 or 3 books, and I personally I didn't enjoy the retelling. I'm like, no, 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 no. But you had me so engrossed. I'm like, okay, so what's going to happen? Is she going to run out of time? What is going to happen? Will he come back? How will he come back? Like I was thinking all of those things. So, and if a story can hold me captive like that, if I can just like sit down and just want to consume that book in one go, then to me that is something that um authors should be proud of, because I go through so many books. Like, I was shocked at the number of books that I read last year, and that one still stands out to me.
You shocked?
I
I
was, I,
I seen your numbers and I was like, well, go girl.
I was shocked. I'm like, what? How did that happen?
And wait,
But
I know
yeah,
a few influencers count audio and
yeah,
physical reads, but you're counting paperbacks and Kindle reads, right? Ebook reads.
yeah. I do ebooks, paperbacks. Did I do any audio? I do count audio.
Oh,
But most of the books that I read, even if I have the paperback, I still read the ebook.
I think
I
that's incredible because you're reading the content. That's really commendable.
Yeah. But not only that, so I know a lot of people like have their Kindles, like I have my Kindle, but I personally read on my Amazon tablet because I get